Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back with another brand new video. Today's video, it brings me so much joy and so much happiness to be able to sit here and talk to you and say we're back with a brand new league recap. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the real football finally returned, and by God did it have a wee bit of everything that we missed over the last couple of months. First thing we noticed right away from the team sheet is there was a little bit of a surprise and a little bit of a change in terms of the old centre-back, because pretty much everyone was expecting George Edmondson, who had a very good pre-season, to continue that great form into this game versus Aberdeen. But as you know, Steven Gerrard likes to mix up that left centre-back spot, and we saw big Leon Balogun come in and make his league debut just after a couple days being at this club. And like I said, people were surprised that that was the change that was made, but if you actually take a step back and think about it, he is the most match ready player out of our entire squad, because he's just played 7 weeks of games. He is the most match sharp, so it was a bit of brilliance from Steven Gerrard for putting him straight in there, and by God did it work out alright. But diving into the actual game recap, it's actually the other centre-back we're going to speak about first, who I thought was back to his brilliant best, playing alongside the more experienced defender. Now, it doesn't need to worry about what the younger centre-half's doing. It can focus on his own game, and I thought he as well was absolutely excellent. And we're actually starting off with Connor Goldson, because in the 5th minute, he actually carved out the first opportunity in this cagey opening between Rangers in Aberdeen. And the way we unlocked the door was quite a common theme throughout the entire game. Alfredo Morelos dropping deeper, getting that man who was man marking him to follow him, and then either Hadji or Kent getting in behind. And in this occasion, in the 5th minute, it was Kent. He gambled in behind, perfectly timing his run. The ball's, let's be brutally honest, the ball is absolutely perfection. It's just unfortunate it was so early on in the game. Ryan Kent wasn't quite at it at that exact moment, because he actually lets the ball bounce, and from there the ball bounces, skids and goes straight to Joe Lewis's hands. Now from there the game got bogged down once again for the next 10 minutes until the 21st minute, where the game came alive and actually started off with the goalkeeper. He passes a short pass to Connor Goldson, who gives it to Tavernier. We see that combination 100 times in a game, but this time Tavernier hits a direct fast ball straight at Hadji, and Hadji is absolutely brilliant because he goes in front of the Aberdeen player. I think he dummies kind of shoulder passes it right to Alfredo Morelos, who's alert and on the ball. He's alert, he sees Ryan Kent there. Kent times his run to perfection, especially given the fact that Ash Taylor tries to catch him, because he actually stops his run. Kent stops his run, matches it perfectly, the ball comes in, and in my favourite moment of the entire game, surprise, surprise, is the next 15 seconds, because from where Kent gets the ball, he's got the entire second half to run with it on his own, just facing the goalkeeper. And that right there is when you see what type of player Ryan Kent actually is, and how good of a player you actually are, because that is when pure composure and calmness comes out. And by God was the guy calm. He just strolled up staring directly at Joe Lewis, who had kind of a weird stance. He was just kind of staring right back at Ryan Kent. It was a battle of wills, but Kent simply opens the body up like he's a 25 goal striker every single season. Opens his body up and just passes it effortlessly in the bottom left. That right there was utter class, and that is what you get for that man right there. Yes, I had to look at the poster because I've not really got great awareness. And you know the most underrated thing about that goal from Rangers? Darren Fletcher is actually the one that points out. It's clearly a move they've worked on, because they flipped the angle. It's actually Morelos that gives the signal to Hadji, who looks up and sees him. He's pointing to him. Hadji makes the run, and you can see Kent instantly going in. I absolutely love the freedom of movement. We talked about it during pre-season, and just seeing it all clicking together right there for that goal was absolutely brilliant. Now you might be thinking to yourself, if you missed the game, right, surely Aberdeen sitting in, right, we're all expecting that bit, gone 1-0 down behind, at least they're going to come out and try and go for it. Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, the ball just simply went straight back to Rangers for the next 8 minutes, and Aberdeen barely touched the ball before a couple of little ricochets, and they have a deflected effort from about 30 yards out. That is easily saved from Alan McGregor, but that's pretty much the first time they got anywhere near our box, and it was a snatched deflected shot. Now though, it's time to talk about my second favourite moment of the match, and it came from the big centre half Leon Balogun, and just seeing his run from inside his own half all the way forward, charging in and winning us a dangerous free kick at the edge of the box. That right there was pure flashes of Bagheera, and it just makes me so glad that I sat here when this guy was announced and said this in the reaction video. Like, I'm not want to jinx the guy or jinx the potential signing, but there does seem to be just a wee bit of magic in him, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know who I'm talking about when I say that, that's very, very encouraging. And I'm pointing out because I was mocked religiously for saying there's a wee bit of magic in him, but after seeing him play for Rangers, we can all see there's definitely a wee bit of magic Bagheera in the big man. But regarding this actual game and the free kick that he won, Tavernier tries to shoot. It's very reminiscent of the goal we scored versus Hibs in the Championship, but unfortunately it's just over the bar. And after that attack, that was sort of it for meaningful attacks in the first 45 minutes. Again, Rangers trying to make things happen, couple wee nice passes, couple nice play, but Aberdeen set up so defensively we couldn't create another chance, and that led us to half time 1-0 up at Pittodrie. And at half time, I'm going to be honest, I was very, very surprised to see guys like Alan McCoy and everything like that taking shots at Alfredo Morelos. And again, I'm not saying my opinion's right and your opinion's wrong or his opinion's wrong. I was just very, very surprised because in my personal opinion, Morelos was switched on and fully focused in this game. I know some people are saying, oh, he's uninterested, he's that. But no, for me, ladies and gentlemen, I loved how unselfish he was in this game of football. That's something we've been wanting now for Morelos for a couple seasons. We know he can be a bull and he can put us on our back and carry us, but we didn't need him to do all that now. We need him to be involved and bring others into play, and he showed that in the game versus Aberdeen. Yes, he was dropping deep, but why was he dropping deep? Because he was man-marked by Aberdeen, and when he dropped deep for Rangers, that created a gap because that centre-back followed wherever Morelos went, and that was creating gaps for Hadji and Ryan Kent, as we spoke about for the first goal, because if Morelos isn't dropping deep, if he's not pulling that defender, if he's just standing there right next to the two centre-halves, we're not getting that space at all. We're getting none. So I don't know, lads, that was just my opinion on it. Again, feel free to completely disagree and tell me I'm completely wrong, as you usually do, but for me, very, very impressed with Morelos. I like how he's getting more people involved. And jumping straight into the second half, Aberdeen tweaked a couple of things, and just the most Aberdeen-esque goal almost happened in the 49th minute of this game, and I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about. We're actually trying to play the ball. We have the ball in an attacking area. We try and, it sort of breaks down to a kind of 50-50. We try and kick the ball for them to get it to go out. It actually deflects all the way forward over Connor Goldson and Bruce Anderson, who had 3 touches in the first half. We spoke about in the prediction yesterday as being a dangerous guy with the ball at his feet. He has the ball there in behind the centre half. He's pretty much got a charge on Alan McGregor's goal. But what happens? Big Leon comes out for absolutely nowhere and just strides in, using that pace we talked about in his breakdown and player profile. And I was just so relieved. And you know, son, I was actually really glad we actually done that video on the channel, because when that was breaking down, I'll be honest, I wasn't worried at all, because in my head I says, Big Leon is going to catch him, and that, by the way, cannot be understated or taken down at all, because it's been a very, very long time since we had confidence in the left centre-back spot for pace. And after Big Leon done Big Leon things, it then went back to us as we tried to catch them on the counter-attack, because at this point Aberdeen were at least trying to get involved a wee bit more, put a wee bit pressure on Rangers so we didn't have all day. He pass it left and right, and from that it ends up dropping to Hadji. He tries to curl a pass to Alfredo Morelos. It gets well defended once again from Ash Taylor, who I was very impressed with throughout the entire 90 minutes. Again, more on that later, unfortunately. But from Hadji's pass, the ball end up dropping nice to him. Hadji tries the shot, and I know some people were moaning and taking shots at Hadji, but that's what we want. Guys consistently having shots from range, or maybe I'm just missing some, but I remember for years on this channel complaining and greeting that we never had anyone that shot consistently from range. Nowadays in Hadji. Now, is it going to go in the top corner every single time? No, but he's consistently do it, and I'd much rather have Hadji doing that rather than us always just going side to side from your midfield. But anyway, moving on, we actually go to Aberdeen's best chance of the game, and it came from, guess what? A set piece. They are a very, very good set piece side, and they showed that in the 60th minute. It is a beautiful corner they whip in. It sort of bounces in the box, which again, you should never ever let the ball bounce. I'm a wee bit disappointed in that from our defending. But what I really liked is Balogun, big and strong versus McKenna, because we all didn't like him, but we know how strong he is. But Balogun does well to just hold him off and marshal him out the way. But what I don't understand from the following madness that happened from that corner, why it was even allowed to go as far as it did, because quite clearly McKenna grabs Balogun, spins him around and throws him head first in to the post. Like, I have no idea how the referee, how the linesman missed that. It was so clear as day, but eventually the referee does end up giving a foul because Alan McGregor gets 2 studs right in his crown jewels. Thankfully, that area is mostly scar tissue now. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not just going to sit here and blow smoke and just say everything was perfect. For the next 15 minutes or so, it certainly wasn't great from Rangers Football Club. We just took the intensity slightly off it. We allowed Aberdeen to slowly but surely creep back into the game, and we've seen that affect us over the last couple of seasons, but there were still sprinklets of attack from Rangers. The first one is a quick free kick between Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent was just brilliant in this game, man. He was so just forward thinking and always just attacking. He goes, commits defenders, he knocks it by one, he passes to Alfredo Morelos, who then tees it up for Hadji, but unfortunately Hadji's long shot again is unfortunately deflected just wide. Now in the 76th minute, Tavernier has one of his best moments in the game from an attacking perspective. He's powerful, he's charging with the ball, hits a nice little 1-2 with Hadji, then Hadji gets his head up, he finds Morelos, a beautifully weighted pass inside the box. Now Tavernier continues his run. Morelos could slip that back to Tavernier so he's got a clear shot and goal, but you're always expecting your centre forward to have a shot from that range. But guess what? The shot is blocked by Ash Taylor. It's not even the last time I'm going to say that through this fan recap either, by the way, but that little attacking build-up was the last we saw of Hadji in this game, who was then substituted off for Scotty Arfield. And again, I can understand some people, I've seen it online and everything like that, I've seen it at half-time, people slightly disappointed with Hadji in this game, but again, he is one of those players. He is a technical, creative player. He's going to try back heels, he's going to try first-time passes. Is it going to come off all the time? Not, but at least he's getting there and he's trying it, and again, he was a couple of very good deflections away from possibly getting a goal in this game. But it wasn't just us making a change, by the way. We only made 1 in the game. Somebody should tell the gaffer it's 5 per game, not 5 per season. But Aberdeen changed up as well. They brought in Niall McGinn, they brought in a couple of attacking players, and they really started to try and turn the screw. And one of their chances came in the 82nd minute where they did get people forward. They cut inside the box, they have a shot on goal, it looks like anyway, but who's there? Big Balogun, who has positioned himself absolutely perfect. That right there was a massive block, and it just underscored what a performance he was having. But before we get to the red card, I'm sure a lot of people want to have a discussion about, I think Joe Aribo's run in the 83rd minute of this game has to be highlighted as well, because this is a guy who ran his socks into the ground. Yes, he's as technical as anyone at the football club. Yes, he's beautiful to watch on the ball, but he's got something that a lot of these technical and these flair players have, and that's the ability to roll your sleeves up and run yourself into the ground and do the dirty stuff. And he showed that because he actually picks the ball up and then he just runs with it. He's just willing to take on people, drag his team forward. He's got Aberdeen players pulling at his jersey, clipping at his heels, but he doesn't care. He ends up taking on a couple of people, open the body up, flashes a bragger, but Lewis Ferguson does get back and puts in a perfectly timed slide challenge to stop him from possibly making it 2-0. But aye, let's get to the 86th minute of this game then, shall we? Where Considine does Considine Hings, and that is pull his mask off like a Scooby-Doo villain and reveal a big hammer thrower. Like, I'm going to be honest, I have absolutely no idea why people are quote-tweeting me, or Aberdeen fans are quote-tweeting my tweet saying it was a red card, saying it was never ever a red card. Considine lunges with his studs up. Red card, case closed in my personal opinion. Maybe I've missed on because I haven't seen too many highlights of it. If I have missed on, and if you're a Rangers fan, you want to let me know how everyone is saying this is not a red card, please get involved in the comment section below and help me, because to me, it's a stonewall red card. And the reason I'm sitting here so confident and can say it was a clear-cut red card is just look at Johnny Hayes' reaction to the foul. That says it all. He certainly doesn't have any love for Rangers Football Club, and he's got by all rights to challenge and argue about everything, but his reaction to that says it's a stonewall red card, and he knew it as well. But anyway, back to the game. With that red card that killed any chance of Aberdeen getting in this game, in my personal opinion, Rangers saw it out pretty comfortably. After that, it was still nippy bum time, but that's mostly based on what's happened in the past, because if you actually look at the last 6 minutes of this game that was added on, by the way, missed that, we were actually the ones that was creating the chances, and that leads us to the last thing we will speak about in this entire game. In the 92nd minute, it is a nice bit of build-up. Arfield plays it in behind the defence to Joe Aribo. Joe Aribo opens up, slips it to that beautiful wand of a left foot, puts it past Joe Lewis easily, but who's there? Once again, big Ash Taylor with a fantastically timed slide challenge to get that cleared away. And I didn't like Aberdeen players, as you know, but I thought his performance really stopped it being an absolute pumping, in my personal opinion. From my perspective, he made 3 vital blocks in this game that could, and probably would, have been all goals. And can I just say, by the way, this run that we are on of having an opposition day goal line clearances, I didn't like it, lads, alright? We've done it against Lyon, we've done it against Nice, we've done it against Coventry, now we've done it here versus Aberdeen. Not a fan. Let's start adding a wee bit more power on it, please. That would be nice for the ticker. But with that being said, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, and I am absolutely delighted to say Rangers start the season off with all 3 points. Was it pretty? Not. But was it ever going to be pretty up against Pittodrie versus the way that they're going to play? No. But before we actually jump over to Twitter and ask you guys for your thoughts and opinions regarding the old man of the match, again, there was a couple of candidates for me who played very, very well. I'm a big Connor Goldson fan, so you know he was in there in my old noggin. But for me, despite how positive Kent was and how positive Joe Aribo was throughout this game, how impressed I was for Morelos for about 65-70 minutes of this game, there was one man from the first whistle right to the last that really stood out, and it's the big man Leon Balogun, in my personal opinion. Absolutely strolled it, and he's just been here a week. And the way he looked alongside Connor Goldson looked as if they've been playing together for years. That's their first game together, ladies and gentlemen. He's only been in the building a week. That right there is very, very promising for me, and I cannot wait to see just what this partnership can become. But with all that being said, I am done and dusted with today's video. Now it's my favourite part of every single video. It's hearing for you guys. So if you haven't done so already, get your thoughts and opinions out there, and I would love to see who your man of the match was. And while you guys are hopefully getting your thoughts and opinions out there, I'll jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. Now this would bring a tear to a glass eye, ladies and gentlemen. There's been 2,516 votes and there's still over 40 minutes remaining. That's nuts, nation. Honestly, I can never ever thank you guys for all the support, lads. I really appreciate everyone taking their time out to get involved in this channel. Now, the 3 people I put up for the Man of the Match awards, by the way, was Balogun, Aribo, and Ryan frickin' Kent. And as always, I kept the 4th open as Uller. Now, only 1% votes for Uller, so maybe I've done my job right this time. Aribo gets 15% of the vote. Kent, the goal scorer and game winner, gets 20% of the vote. But the far and away winner with 64% of the people's vote is Big Balogun, and that right there against the guy who actually scored the game winner just sums up how well the big man played. And into the comments, Ian writes in, man of the match was Balogun. He strolled it, very assured, and even headbutted a post and carried on. Like the look of the big guy, controlled the first half but allowed Aberdeen to control more of the second. Still can't complain though when the team at home doesn't register a shot on target. There we are, a bit of positivity, lads. That's what we like to see. Barney Stinson writes, and Morelos had a great game, not just with his assist for his goal, but dragging defenders out of position, holding the play up. But every player gets a tick, and Balogun slotted right in and never looked out of place. Matt writes in, I love Balogun, great win to start with. It's always hard going to Aberdeen. Hadji had a bit of an off day in my opinion today. CJ, okay. Peter Ramsey writes in, Balogun cruised the game. Aribo was outstanding. Great start for Rangers. Alex writes in, Balogun makes my balls tingle. Ah well, should proofread these, eh? Self-isolating Ryan Jack writes in, Balogun was my man of the match. Great debut considering he broke up an already consistent pairing. Need to be faster when attacking though. Hadji had a nightmare, but 3 points are 3 points. David White writes in, great start to the season, very well organised, and Aberdeen rarely had a chance to threaten Rangers. Really impressed with big Leon Balrog. There's the nicknames coming, lads. If you've got a nickname for him, get in there. We'll get the channel nicknames going. He fitted right in, was totally solid. Wee bit of an off day for Hadji, I thought. Aribo was my man of the match though. Hashtag 55. Don't mind that, son. Don't mind that at all. Tom McCartney writes in, solid performance from Balogun. He's a good yin. Balogun, he's a good yin. I see what you've done there, Tom. I like it. And the last one we're going to read out in tonight's video, we'll scroll all the way up here. We'll stop it right here. And it comes from Norris Cole. He writes in, Hadji's wasted on the wing. Balogun looks good. Kamara needs shooting practice. I'm getting confused now with this wing stuff because Hadji doesn't play on the wing. Kent doesn't play on the wing. They play everywhere. I mean, Hadji had more shots in the centre than he did out in the right hand side, and that's why I didn't say we need to go ahead and sign a new winger or a new right winger. We didn't play with a right winger, if that makes any freaking sense. But that's us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And as always, I've been CJNova92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.